People have explored the mountains of West Virginia for centuries, but step below the surface and there's still a world to discover.
It's thrilling. Where else can a person of modest means go and explore the unexplored, to go where no man's gone before? Even with this cave, more people have been to the moon than have been in this cave.
Good was called on to map and explore Thunderstruck Cave. This was virgin cave territory.
It is good for an adrenaline rush because you're going into the unknown. You're going where no man has gone before. And you're constantly watching for not only what you're discovering, but what might jump up and bite you too, or fall down and bite you.
When you're doing more vertical caving, then you have to deal with getting in and out of the pit. And you know, in pits like this, they don't have nice staircases or ladders or anything like that. So we'll use rope systems to help us get in and out of the pit. One of the devices that we use to rappel with is this rack system. And essentially, you lace the rope in and out of this device to lower yourself down into the pit.
Good and his fellow cave explorers found bones on their first trip inside this cave. The pit cave became a trap for some unfortunate animals.
The bones found in this cave are, there's two big things, one of which is either a bison or a cow, and it's impossible to tell so far because all we have is a juvenile lower jaw. We really need to have a skull with horns, to be sure. But the other thing that's interesting is an elk that we have part of an upper jaw and a broken antler. And the elk has been extinct in this area since about middle 1800s when it was hunted out.
We joined Grady and others to see what else might be preserved in this cave. In order to get into Thunderstruck Cave, you have to rappel almost 30 feet through an opening that's just a few feet wide.
This cave's probably hundreds of thousands of years old, at least, it took to form. And so a lot of times you'll have a lot of little loose rocks and stuff that need to be kicked off. We have, in this cave, this particular cave, we found 5 Virginia big-eared bats, which is a endangered species. 2 or 3 of them have been flying around.
So Keith, that's real significant to have some big-eared bats, bud.
Sure is. They'll be happy to hear that.
Yeah, boy.
I found a bird, the tibia, what we call a tibia tarsus of a bird. I'm not sure what kind of a bird it is. Somebody have a feeling it might be a hawk, but I'm not sure, or an owl.
Now the entire left front extremity of that beast up there is visible. You can crawl up past it there.
Yeah, the skull of the body. What's starting to look suspiciously more like a bison to me, mostly because of the size. That if it were a calf, I think it would be smaller.
Early pioneers told stories of buffalo roaming West Virginia. Finding skulls like this could prove their tales were true. And this helped scientists create a picture of what West Virginia used to look like centuries ago.
You know, there are very unique species found in these caves, and human intrusion into those, bats, salamanders, other things that are found in caves, sometimes don't do too well with human intrusion, or at least heavy human use. So I think it's important for preservation of those species that we keep some of these caves with very limited human use. One of the other big factors I think that is important, these caves also really represent a record, if you will, of what occurred in our past. In this one particular one we're at today, there were bones found in it that may tell us or provide us a lot of information about what went on in this area in the past, what animals were here, what this might have looked like in the past, and what it might look like in the future. So it's a record for us to learn from, and we want to keep that record intact.
Ascending!
We can't tell you where Thunderstruck Cave is. The landowner wants to keep this private, but they are working with the Nature Conservancy to protect it.
I used to say about sailing that you may not be looking for an adventure, you're going to find it. With caving, you are looking for an adventure, so you shouldn't be so surprised when you find it. Off rope!
For Outlook, I'm Emily Corio.
That was fun.